A very warm welcome to you all. This is a presentation about Brenton Blue Tours, who is a tour operator and is based in George, South Africa on the Magical Garden Route. It is of utmost importance to note that our fleet of vehicles consists of a 13-seater Quantum, a 7-seater Volkswagen, and a 4-seater Nissan X-Trail. All our vehicles are compliant with international standards and carry sufficient liability insurance. A quick introduction and background on Brenton Blue Tours. In 1995, Colin, the founding member, introduced a bright pink tuk-tuk to Knysna. The purpose of this was to transport tourists from the Knysna station to the Wimpy, which he owned at the time. The choo-choo train ran between George and Knysna on a daily basis and would arrive in Knysna at lunchtime. He would go down to the station and collect the tourists in relays and take them to the Wimpy for lunch, thereafter take them back to the station. The company was then called Knysna Tuk-Tuk Mini Tours. At that time, there was no Knysna Keys. In 1996, the Brenton Blue Butterfly Nature Reserve was opened at Brenton-on-Sea, and on his return from the cocktail party, it was decided to change the name from Knysna Tuk-Tuk Mini Tours to Brenton Blue Tours, hence the blue butterfly as our logo. We have been operating between Cape Town, Knysna, Port Elizabeth, known today as the Garden Route, since 1996. However, we operate outside of this area when required and not restricted only to the Garden Route. All of our vehicles are compliant with international standards and carry sufficient liability insurance. Coaches are subcontracted when required. Our driver guides are professional speaking tour guides. However, should a language guide be required for a tour, we will make every effort to acquire one on request. Contact details. Your first contact is Marion on 082 657 0448, who will assist you with any queries or rates either telephonically or by email on brentonblue@pixie.co.za. Map of routes. There are 3 routes, Route 1, Route 2 and Route 3. Route 1. Starting point, Cape Town to Oudtshoorn along the Route 62. I will now take you through these towns in more detail. Paarl, derived from Paarl, meaning pearl in Dutch, is a town with 191,000 inhabitants. It is situated about 60 kilometers northeast of Cape Town in the Western Cape province of South Africa. The district is particularly well known for its Pearl Mountain or Paarl Rock. This huge granite rock is formed by 3 rounded outcrops that make up Paarl Mountain. The other main attraction is the Taal Monument, which was erected in 1975 to commemorate the semi-centenary of Afrikaans as an official language, which is to this day the most spoken language in Paarl. There is an array of activities in Paarl, such as scenic drives, hiking trails, excellent restaurants, and the Paarl wine route with its many wine tasting opportunities. The Huguenot Tunnel. The Huguenot Tunnel is a toll tunnel near Cape Town, South Africa. It extends the N1 National Road through the Oudtshoorn Mountains that separate Paarl from Worcester. Currently, the tunnel carries 1 lane of traffic in each direction and is 3.9 kilometers long. The tunnel was opened in March 1988 and has 13 video cameras that feed into an automatic incident detection system, which can sound alarm devices for any of the following conditions: stop vehicles, fast and slow moving traffic, traffic queues, and wrong way driving. Now on to Worcester. Worcester is a town in the Western Cape, South Africa. It is located 120 kilometers northeast of Cape Town on the N1 highway, north to Johannesburg, with a population of over 110,000 inhabitants, with the language mostly spoken in Afrikaans. The town was established on the 28th of February 1820. Being the largest town in the Western Cape's interior region, it serves as the administrative capital of the Barrydale Valley local municipality. The Western Wine and Brandy Company, founded in 1895, built the first distillery in Porter Street. By 1918, the KWV was founded and took control of the distillery. The Barrydale River Valley is the largest wine-producing region in South Africa, with 33 wineries in the region. The Union Vinegar Company was established in 1913. It was the first South African factory to produce beetroot salad. Other products included vinegar, pickled onions, piccalilli, tomato sauce, and Worcester sauce. Now on to Robertson. Known as the Jacaranda capital of the Western Cape, the town of Robertson is situated at the front of Langeberg Mountains in the fertile Barrydale River. The town was founded in 1853 and named after the Scottish-Dutch Reformed Church minister, Dr. William Robertson, with 45,000 inhabitants. Robertson subsequently became famous for its ostrich farming, but this industry collapsed as well shortly after World War I, and thus the farmers of the area turned to wine and fruit. Agriculture remains the mainstay of the town's economy up to the present day. The wine industry in Robertson has grown from less than 25 cellars in 1995 to more than 50 registered wine cellars as of today. One of the many attractions to capture interest, along with hiking trails, skydiving, and visiting the Robertson Museum. Ashton. Ashton is a small town in the Western Cape in South Africa, situated at the foot of the Langeberg, 10 kilometers southwest of Montague and 19 kilometers east-southeast of Robertson. It was established in 1897 with a population of over 13,000 inhabitants. Ashton is one of the towns on Route 62, the shorter, more scenic alternative to the N2 highway that has earned a reputation as the world's longest wine route. The Ashton Calder Cooperative, established in 1962, has an annual production of around 21,000 tons of grapes from 45 growers with 1,700 hectares under vineyard. Montague. Montague is a town in the Western Cape province of South Africa, about 180 kilometers from Cape Town in Western Caledon, with approximately 15,000 predominantly Afrikaans-speaking inhabitants. Montague was founded on the farm Eidvlucht in 1851 and is known for its hot mineral springs and scenic mountains. It is also an agricultural center where orchards and vineyards are in production and local herbs are grown. Nearby rock formations make it one of the country's major rock climbing venues. The 1,266 meter high Bloemfontein Peak overlooks the village and offers several hiking trails, as well as kloofing and mountain biking trails further afield. Up next we have Barrydale. Barrydale is a village located on the border of the Overberg and Klein Karoo regions of the Western Cape province. It is situated at the northern end of the Trudeau's Pass, which winds its way through the mountains to Swellendam. The village was established in 1882 with a current population of just over 5,000 predominantly Afrikaans-speaking residents. The climate is a winemaker's dream and excellent wines and brandy are produced. Nearby, the scenic Trudeau's Pass is a spectacular sight. Here, the majestic geological features, fascinating fynbos, and the abundant birdlife can be admired. Ladismith. Ladismith is a town and agricultural centre in the Western Klein Karoo region of South Africa's Western Cape province. In 1852, the farm Elandsvlei was set aside for the town, and it became a municipality in 1862. It was named after Lady Johanna Maria Smith, with over 9,000 predominantly Afrikaans-speaking residents. One of Ladysmith's most popular attractions is definitely Sewe Weekspoort, or 7 Weeks Poort, and is a definite must for hiking, mountain biking, and 4x4 enthusiasts. It is one of the most awe-inspiring and spectacular of all the mountain ravines in the country. The local winery offers the wine lover a great selection of Towerkop wines. Calitzdorp. Calitzdorp is a town on the western side of the Little or Klein Karoo in the Western Cape province of South Africa, and lies on South Africa's Route 62 with a population of over 8,000 predominantly Afrikaans-speaking residents. Calitzdorp is renowned as a centre of the port wine industry in South Africa, with several major wine estates famous for their award-winning products. A port festival takes place in the town in mid-June each year. Calitzdorp is a haven for enthusiasts of fishing, birdwatching, 4x4 and other scenic routes, horse riding and wine tasting. Oudtshoorn. Oudtshoorn is the ostrich capital of the world. It is a town in the Western Cape province of South Africa. Ostrich feather booms during 1865 to 1870 and the 1900s to 1914 truly established the settlement. With approximately 63,000 inhabitants, it is the largest town in the Little Karoo region. Oudtshoorn is home to the world's largest ostrich population, with a number of specialized ostrich breeding farms, such as the Safari Show Farm and the Highgate Ostrich Show Farm. Popular attractions in Oudtshoorn include the Kango Wildlife Ranch, Kango Caves, and the Wilgewandel Holiday Farm. Alright, now on to Route 2. The starting point is Cape Town, and the destination is Knysna along the N2. This is a route with two options. Option 1 is from Cape Town to Knysna from June to November, where we go via Hermanus, which is said to have the best land viewing for whales in the world. Once we leave Hermanus, we make our way to Swellendam, where we rejoin the N2 highway, or what is affectionately known as the garden route, to continue our journey on to Knysna. Hermanus, option 1. Hermanus, originally called Hermanus Pietersfontein, but shortened as the name was too long for the postal service, is a town on the southern coast of the Western Cape province of South Africa. It is located about 115 kilometers southeast of Cape Town with a population of over 32,000 predominantly Xhosa-speaking residents. The town was established in 1891. It is famous for southern right whale watching during the southern winter and spring, and is a popular retirement town. The whales can be seen from the cliffs in the town centre as early as June and usually departs in early December. The Old Harbour Museum contains several exhibitions that explain the whaling industry, and the Westhuis Photo Museum houses an exhibition of photos by T.D. Ravenscroft that depicts the history of Hermanus. Option 2 is for the guests who don't want to detour to Hermanus. We can head directly to Knysna from Cape Town using the N2, or what is affectionately known as the garden route. Option 2, Caledon. Caledon is a town in the Overberg region in the Western Cape province of South Africa, located about 100 kilometers east of Cape Town next to mineral-rich hot springs. It has a population of over 13,000 predominantly Afrikaans-speaking residents and was established in 1811. The Caledon district is primarily an agricultural region. Most agricultural activities involve grain production with a certain amount of stock farming. The town is locally well known for the Caledon Spa and Casino and for its rolling hills and yellow canola fields in spring. The Caledon Wildflower Garden is world-renowned and forms part of a reserve at the entrance to Venterskloof, so called because of an interesting rock which looks like a window. Riviersonderend. Riviersonderend is a small town in the Overberg region of the Western Cape, South Africa, about 140 kilometers east of Cape Town. It is located on a loop of the Sonderend River from which it takes its name. The population is just over 5,200 predominantly Afrikaans-speaking residents. The N2 National Road passes through Riviersonderend, forming its main street. It is 161 kilometers by road from central Cape Town. Riviersonderend is a perfect example of rural tranquility, surrounded by farms and gorgeous mountain and river scenery. Swellendam. Swellendam is the third oldest town in the Republic of South Africa, a town with 40,000 inhabitants situated in the Western Cape province. The town has over 50 provincial heritage sites, most of them buildings of Cape Dutch architecture. Swellendam is situated on the N2 approximately 220 kilometers from both Cape Town and George. In 1743, Swellendam was declared a magisterial district. The first known sketch of Swellendam was of the Drosti by Johannes Schumacher in 1776. Today, the Drosti forms part of a museum complex that consists of several heritage sites, namely the Drosti and Old Goal and Mayville. On to Heidelberg. Heidelberg is a town in the Western Cape, South Africa. It is located near South Africa's south coast on the N2 highway, 274 kilometers east of Cape Town, about halfway between Cape Town and Knysna. Heidelberg is just east over the Overberg region, and some consider it the beginning of the garden route. Heidelberg was established in 1855 and was named after the German city of the same name. It is a town with over 10,000 predominantly Afrikaans-speaking residents. The area fuels every ecotourist delight, providing birding, well-preserved examples of fynbos, forests and streams, where one can spend uninterrupted time communing with nature. One of the attractions of Heidelberg is Fourie House, Doornboom Opstal, the oldest house in Heidelberg, built in 1728. Riversdal. Riversdal, Afrikaans Riversdal, is a town located on the N2 highway between Cape Town and George on the Agulhas coastal plain, the southern Western Cape province of South Africa. It was proclaimed a town on the 30th of August 1838, with currently over 16,000 predominantly Afrikaans-speaking residents. It is an agricultural service-oriented town, being a hub for shopping and other services for surrounding farming communities, smaller towns and coastal resorts like Witstrand and Stilbaai. The mountains provide a number of activities for more energetic traveller, such as hang gliding, 4x4 trails, mountain biking and abseiling, whilst the Korintopoort Dam, nestled between the mountain and the pine forests, is a beautiful spot for picnics and water sports such as windsurfing, fishing and canoeing. Albertinia. Albertinia is a settlement in Eden District Municipality in the Western Cape province of South Africa, over 6,000 residents. It was laid out in 1900 on the farm Grootfontein and became a municipality in 1920. The name is derived from the surname of Johannes Rudolf Albertijn, the first Dutch reform minister to serve the community. Albertinia is known as the home of the aloe, the indigenous aloe ferox, or Cape aloe, which grows prolifically in the area, and leaves are collected and drained for its bitter-tasting sap used in the health and skincare industries. A skincare manufacturer is also based in the town and welcomes visitors to tour their facilities and learn a lot more about the aloe. On to Mossel Bay. Mossel Bay, Afrikaans Mossel Bay, is a harbour town on the southern Cape or Garden Route of South Africa, which lies 400 kilometers east of the country's seat of parliament in Cape Town. The population of Mossel Bay is over 150,000, predominantly Afrikaans-speaking people. The Cape St. Blaise Cave is situated directly under the Cape St. Blaise Lighthouse, which is one of South Africa's oldest archaeological excavations. Mossel Bay has been a beach holiday destination for South Africans for more than a century. Of real interest is the fact that the very first post office in South Africa was at Mossel Bay in 1500, when a man named Pedro de Ataide left a letter in a shoe under a milkwood tree. Today the ancient post office is a national monument and mail is still sorted there. George. George lies just 420 kilometers from Cape Town and 320 kilometers from Port Elizabeth, making it a perfect stopover from which to explore the garden route. A settlement was established here in 1811 and named Georgetown after the reigning monarch of England, King George III at the time. This town has a population of over 200,000 predominantly Afrikaans-speaking residents. George is ideal for outdoor adventure all year round and activities, including fishing, hang gliding, diving, water skiing, cycling, canoeing, climbing, sailing, windsurfing, and surfing. George has numerous world-class golf courses, namely Fancourt Links, Oudtshoorn Golf Club, and George Golf Club. Onto the wilderness. Wilderness, Afrikaans, wilderness, is a seaside town on the Garden Route of the Southern Cape in South Africa. It is situated a short distance east from the city of George. Established in 1877 with a population of over 5,000 residents, it is known for its long white sand beach and lagoons. The town caters mostly to holiday makers and is situated directly on the Tow River Lagoon. Recreational activities in wilderness include hiking, mountain biking, bird and whale watching, hang and paragliding, horse riding, scenic drives, day tours, angling, boating, and other water sports. Sedgefield. Sedgefield is a coastal town on the Garden Route in the Western Cape province of South Africa. It is situated on the N2 National Road between George and Knysna. The town was proclaimed in 1929 on the farm Sedgefield, which in turn was named in 1894 after the village of the same name in the UK, where the father, Henry Barrington, of the then farm owner was born. The town offers beaches and birdwatching activities to the holiday revelers, preferring its all-year mild weather. A popular attraction is the Wild Oats Market, which attracts large numbers of tourists and residents from the region every Saturday morning with fresh produce and local crafts. A golf course, known as the Fine Boss Links, tennis court and bowls field caters to the significant portion of retired permanent residents of the town. Sedgefield is the only town registered as a slow town. Onto Knysna. Knysna, which probably got its name from a Khoi word meaning ferns, is a town with over 70,000 inhabitants in the Western Cape province of South Africa and is part of the Garden Route. In 1878, a very important discovery was made in the area. A gold nugget was found in the Calitzdorp River near Riviersdal. Soon, fortune hunters from all over the world arrived at the Millwood forest in search of gold, and Millwood grew into a bustling town. Millwood was declared a gold field, the first in South Africa. The town has also become a preferred destination among golfers, as the town boasts several world-class golf courses, including Pazula Golf Course, Simola Golf Course, and the well-established Knysna Golf Course situated on the lagoon. Knysna is also home to the very popular Featherbed Company. Onto Route 3, which starts in Port Elizabeth and ends in Knysna and travels along the N2. Jeffreys Bay. The journey includes stops in Jeffreys Bay, Humansdorp, also known as J Bay. The Crags is a town located in the Eastern Cape province of South Africa. Ultimately Knysna. The town is situated just off the N2 highway, about an hour's drive southeast of Port Elizabeth. Established in 1849 with over 40,000 residents. In the late 1960s and early 1970s, Jeffreys Bay was known as a hippie hangout, where the now burgeoning surf community originated. Jeffreys Bay has grown from a sleepy little fishing town over the past few years and is one of the fastest expanding urban areas in the country. Jeffreys Bay is famous for abundant seashells, great seafood, and calamari, and is one of the 5 most famous surfing destinations in the world and hosts the annual Billabong Pro ASP World Tour surfing event. The Jeffreys Bay wind farm site spans 3,700 hectares. The site's optimal wind conditions, relatively flat topography, minimal environmental constraints, and its close proximity to the 132 kV Eskom grid line make it an ideal wind energy source. Humansdorp is a small town and surrounding district in the Eastern Cape of South Africa. Humansdorp was founded in 1849 and was named after Johannes Uri Human and Matthias Gerhardus Human, who were joint founders of the Dutch Reformed Church congregation there. The population is now over 30,000 residents. The town's residential streets are lined with trees that were planted before the First World War by then Mayor Ambrose Safrey. The Swartenberg Golf Club is worth a round of golf, and Humansdorp functions as a base for those who want to explore the incredible Baviaanskloof wilderness area and the Tsitsikamma forests, both accessible from here. On to Tsitsikamma. Tsitsikamma is a Khoi word meaning place of sparkling water. The region, which sits on a 200-meter high plateau, stretches from the Blowkrans River in the west to the Tsitsikamma River in the east, and is bordered on the north by the imposing Tsitsikamma Mountains and in the south by the Indian Ocean. Enjoy a hiking experience on the Dolphin Trail that will both challenge and pamper you, or a simple walk on a trail that meanders through Fynbos and is an easy 1.8 kilometer flat route, offering some lovely views of the Tsitsikamma Mountains. The Blowkrans Bungee is home to the world's highest commercial bungee jump bridges at 216 meters. Other activities in this area include horse trails, kayaking, the Tsitsikamma National Park, or ziplining. The Crags. Along the Garden Route is an area 12 kilometers outside the popular coastal town of Plettenberg Bay. Some of the places to visit are Monkeyland, Birds of Eden, Yukani Wildlife Sanctuary, Taniqua Wildlife Awareness Center, the Elephant Sanctuary, and the Lawnwood Snake Sanctuary. The Groot Rivier, Afrikaans for Great River, is one of the various mountain streams that over millions of years have cut through the coastal plateau towards the sea. The Langkloof Mountains are a short mountain range within the Cape Fold belt that form a link between the Oudtshoorn and Tsitsikamma mountains to the north of Plettenberg Bay. Plettenberg Bay was originally named Bahia Formosa, which means beautiful bay, by early Portuguese explorers and lies on South Africa's garden route, 210 kilometers from Port Elizabeth and about 600 kilometers from Cape Town. Plet was established in 1779 with a population today of over 29,000 predominantly Xhosa-speaking residents. Activities and attractions include mountain biking to abseiling and diving with the seals, with restaurants and shopping experiences. Plet is home to wildlife sanctuaries, game reserves, whale and dolphin watching, canoeing up to Bito and Keerboom rivers, sailing and boating. Thank you very much for watching our presentation. We hope to hear from you soon.